Hello everybody, it is Demo Donna here, and it is almost Halloween, but I thought at this point, any Halloween cards you may have already made, so I am skipping right ahead to fall, and thought it would be great. I know something we all do during fall is thank people. So we are gonna make a couple fall inspired thank you cards, and I do want to thank you all for joining me. I am trying to, this is the joy of Facebook Live, there we go. Trying to get, oh good, you guys are here, you're commenting. Hello Maureen and Sharon and Karen and Lori and Judy. Thank you guys all for joining me tonight. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna make two separate cards with two separate approaches. So we are gonna enjoy this. We are gonna enjoy this. That is your homework. To sit back, relax, just watch, play, maybe learn a few things. Or, you know, maybe you already know everything and I'm just here to show you a good time. Okay, so to get started, it's funny, I grabbed this and I grabbed my foil and I was like, ooh, I am gonna use one of these, and I flipped it over and it's already back there. So I'm like, maybe I just use this one. I think I even have two back here. Ooh, that's pretty too. Ooh, those are both really pretty. And this one here, and maybe one of you know the fantastic name of this beautiful, I know it's a satin, maybe pumpkin satin. And then this here is one of the golds. It's not streaks. Okay, so anyways, here are these two fabulous backgrounds. And I think I might use, we'll see, we'll play around. So I don't really need my machine on anymore because I was just gonna make one of these and I already have these left over from before. So I'm gonna tuck that back in there, and this is Lots of Leaves foilable panels. Very pretty. And I am also going to be using, I grabbed one of these frames. And as you guys know, this is a little bit smaller than an A2, so this is 4 by 5 1/4. So technically, you know what, maybe I'll just layer these, because this, why not? For now, we'll just layer that. I think technically I would put it on another like solid brown background card base, but for now, we're just gonna go with that. How about that? Why not? Okay, I'm hoping, I haven't quite figured out how to see all of your comments. Oh, is this it? Yay! Okay, great. Sorry. Still figuring out how to go back to Facebook Live and make it all work. And I think I've done it. Hello, Kelly and Mary and Amy and Sharon. I think I said hi to you, and Susan. I didn't say hi to Sharon, did I? And Lori. Okay. I said hello to you all. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, it's Wednesday. We're ready to go. All right. So I think I'm ditching this because I think that looks really busy. So we're just going to go with this guy right here as my card base right now. And next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this. And the cardstock that I'm using, I did put some items in the description that I will be using tonight. Okay, here we go. This is why I didn't glue it. I think I'm gonna want the gold better because that orange just kind of is not working well with this color palette. Actually, it doesn't look that bad on screen, but I think I'm gonna have the gold. I'm gonna go with the gold instead. Okay, and we are gonna start with this guy, and then I'm gonna put the frame up. And I did write down a few of the products that started the inspiration. So both of the paper pads are written down. But of course, like why it's so difficult for me to actually commit to writing down the actual products that I use is because it changes as I design. I add more, I start with one thing in mind, and then I take them away as I keep adding. So this frame here was left over from another live, as well as all of these leaves. So I'm like, ooh, I want to do some thank you cards. Perfect time to thank your neighbors for bringing in your trash, or teachers before the break, or, you know, even just your postal workers or your nurses or your friends, all the people. Here are the two pattern papers that I'm using. I'm using the whole Hello Fall and then the Great Outdoors. So I pulled from the Great Outdoors the plaids, and then this green. And then from the Hello Fall, I did the orange and the greens. So a fun little combination. I was just going through what I had and what is still available to you guys to work with, what kind of color palettes I wanted to play with. And then for my pumpkins, I'm using the new pumpkin dies. And I'm just using the bases. So these guys here with the stems, and then the actual pumpkin part. I didn't use the detailing on here. I just kept it pretty simple. I'm also using lots of leaves. And then this is the Fun Sentiment banner set number 2. All right, so now this is pretty much going to be the base of my card. And now we are just going to start to build from there. I am going to start with, so because this all gets covered up, you don't really need to cut out the whole thing. So I just had a little strip of brown, and that's all I cut out because I did not need that whole base. And as you can see, I cut out my pumpkins and then I ran them through my embossing plates, my embossing folders. So this is the Quilted and this is the Swiss Dot. So really pretty, very fun to just do a quick pumpkin by using that. And I am going to actually pop up my pumpkins. That way we can just shove different things behind them. All right, how is everyone? Is everyone ready for Halloween, that's what it's called. I've got to admit, this is the first time I did not pull out I think I'm up to like 5 bins now of Halloween decorations because we're not going to be here. So I just felt bad knowing we weren't going to be here. I didn't want to put all that stuff out and then be, that disappointing house that gets egged. Do people still egg homes? Anyways. So it's kind of sad, a little bittersweet. But I know I don't have to clean it up, so that's nice too. And my neighbors across the street have like 10 blow-ups and the sounds and all the things, so they're making up for where I am lacking. All right, so I am gonna do a little layering of my pumpkins. There we go. Use my, oh, I'm so glad you found me, Kelly. I know I am just on Facebook now because my computer is not compatible to the new streaming service that we are using. So you cleaned up for Halloween tonight. Oh, nice. Well, that's good. It's good. It's good to get ready. I definitely miss, we have had for the last 4 years living here, all the kids over from my son's team for Halloween night, and we had a big meal for all of them and then treats, and then they would all go trick-or-treating together as like giant teenagers. And I'm definitely gonna miss that. But being at a hockey arena is just as fun. I did not mean to put that so close, so I'm gonna do a big no-no. You could tell the tape here is very strong. We've got a fighter. Okay, that'll work. I just put that second layer a little too close. So now I have 2 layers, and then I did a 3rd layer, so that will pop up a little bit. Okay, so that is what we have so far. You didn't decorate this year, but you give out candy. You know what, Connie? That is, I mean, I feel the candy is all that matters in the end, but again, I felt so bad. I would feel really bad if I did decorate and no one was here. So I ditched the decorations this year. Okay, I have these cute little sprigs, and I'm gonna show you where they're from, but I just thought they worked so well with our pumpkin. And I'm using the thank you from it too. And this is the fun flip card. Oh, circle flip card dies. So it's a little, I'm using the sprigs on here, and then I'm also using the thank you. So, you know, as you start to gather all these goodies, it's always fun to mix and match, right? Do I want that little bow? I kind of think I do. So this is our twine, which is fabulous. And I just tied a tiny little bow. Wasn't sure if I was going to use it or not, but now that I have that little sprig there, it kind of looks adorable. And I should have used a glue dot, but we'll let that go for now. Okay. I'm also going to use, this is a little hodgepodge of things, the sunflowers from that sunflower pop-up card. It was like the box with the long sunflower and the jar, and I don't recall the name of it. You guys are so good at helping me. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear you had kids stealing. That's terrible. You would think with all the cameras around these days, stealing Halloween decorations was no longer something kids did. Or you at least hope it was kids and not adults. Right? Some of the things, I'm trying to turn this. Are these two the same? No. Okay, there we go. I'm like, there's got to be a way. All right, I really like these popping up. And then for my sunflowers, I actually wanted to add a little glitter. So I just took my Easy Tear tape, the 1/2 inch, and I just took 2 strips of it and stuck it on a piece of paper. And then I am just going to add glitter to the sticky side. Very sticky. Your Easy Tear tape is very sticky. Might as well do both of them since I made 2. All right, and then I cut out these guys, and I guess I'm only doing 1 because I only found 1. Oh, here's the other one. You guys were all pointing, weren't you? It's over there. Okay, so I've got my Easy Tear tape, and I stuck the little flower centers, and I actually cheated. I used the flower centers from the large flower dies, and they're not here. They probably are. They're hiding somewhere. I will grab them next time I'm looking for something else. Okay, so I've got these beautiful sunflowers. I need to grab a coffee filter. I mean, everything's hiding today. You know, when you've just been creating and working all day and having a blast in your craft room, and then you have to go hunting for where you brought things. I mean, I'm not the only one, right? I am not the only one that carries things around with me and forgets. Okay, I've got my coffee filters. I've got a big backup bag. All right, let the fun begin. You know, when it starts getting darker earlier, I think my brain goes to sleep early as well. Oh, good. That's good to hear. Sharon, as you guys can all see, the police caught the people that stole Sharon's Halloween decorations. So that is good to know. I feel like the majority of the time that kind of stuff happens and there's never a happy ending. Not that that's a happy ending. That's still a terrible story. Okay, I am using this beautiful glitter called, I want to say it's called Pumpkin Spice. Did I remember it right? Pumpkin Spice. I did. Okay, and we're going to be using more of this. I just wanted to do my flower centers. Sometimes it's fun to just get your hands in the glitter right away. Right away. Okay. Let's bring you back in. And you're going to go down here. I just have a little glitter on my table. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. All right. So I am adding my glittery center. I definitely want this guy popped up. I like a lot of dimension with my paper. All of my students know that. I bend all my leaves. I feel like I probably say the same things over and over again, but there we go. You want a nice spiky sunflower for the full sunflower effect. And I am going to double this guy up. I think that might be. There we go. I have tiny little nubby nails now. I cut them all off, so it's like figuring out how to use hands again. Okay, there is my little base. So now the fun part is just adding some stuff in there. So I've got some leaves, some flowers. Like I said, I cut out the thank you from the circle fun fold, so I am gonna add that right now too, so I have that focal point. And I'm adding this, so now when I add the other items, I'm making sure I leave room for it, because that tends to be my problem, is I have a decoration in mind or a layout in mind, and then I design myself out of it because I didn't leave enough room. So there's my thank, and there's my you. And if you ever wanted something small like this to pop up, just cut out 3 or 4 of them and just layer them on top. I like these little words, super cute. You could have also stamped that, but I liked incorporating it into the card design. Okay, so now we're coming in with some leaves and some flowers. I've got these little cuties, and I'm gonna add a flower to my pumpkin here, right up on top there. And everyone gets a leaf, and I like to squeeze them all and just do a little glue. I like a little pop-up and dimension. Keeps it fun. Ooh, that's pretty. Kind of pull in your color palette. So I feel like when you're working with something like this, like stick to those same 3 or 4 colors. I think I'm gonna layer those leaves there. And I wanna poke just to make sure that that glue is sticking to the paper. But as you can see, like I like to curl my little leaves up. And I think I want something a little bit bigger for my sunflower. Maybe I will do these 2. I like that. Okay. So we will grab, okay, is anyone making your fall cards yet? Do you make fall cards? That's another thing. Like, do you send out happy Thanksgiving cards, or get extra thankful. All right, there we go. I'm gonna tuck that in just a little bit more. Actually, I'm gonna tuck those in a lot more. They seem to be popping out a little weird. Okay. Luckily this paper, all the Pink and Main paper is like a semi-gloss, so it actually gives you a little bit more playing time. All right, I think we're gonna do a sprig here too. That'll add nicely. So it's all about having fun with your layers, adding some extra components to it. And I think last but not least, we're just gonna add a little leaf to my top pumpkin. And I might just, see, that's why I have my thank you there already. So I know how much space I have. So there is that guy. And then I might even do a little sprig sticking out from my flower. There we go. All right, next, you guys, we are gonna take this fabulous glue pen here. I always like to give a little swirl on a piece of paper, make sure it's working. Kind of also see the flow that's coming out. And I am going to do a line of glitter on all of my stems, which are 2. I'm gonna go into this dark leaf here and just do some tracing. There we go. And then for my thank you, I am just gonna add a couple little dots. And as I mentioned last time I used the glue pen, it does not dry, it dries tacky. So you actually don't have to be in a super rush when you use your glue pen. Okay, now back to our pumpkin spice. I'm going to my thank you. And if I wasn't doing a live, I mentioned this before, I would have glued my glitter first before assembling everything. Because, you know, now I'm dealing with all these layers. But because it's a live, I like to show you guys the process. So the glittering happens after. I'm gonna blow on this off camera, hold on. All right, and now you can see I've got, once this dries, I'll take my cleanup brush, this guy here, and I will wipe, because everywhere you touch with your fingers, those oils, your glitter is gonna stick to those oils. So that's why I've currently got glitter. But look at just a little extra accent on my leaves is so pretty. And then just the little dots on your thank you just adds a little extra pop. Okay, we are of course gonna add a little bit of bling. And then we got card number 2. And I've got another fun little trick up my sleeve. I feel like, oh, I forgot to show you something else I wanted to add to these, because I want to add it to both of my cards, because I think especially with the whole pumpkins, it looks super cute. So I don't know about you guys, but having an awesome paper cutter is always super important, and I love mine. And I actually do have an account with them. So if you ever go over to Caterpillar, you can use my code Donna and get, I believe it's 15% off actually, which is fabulous. But I'm gonna show you a cool trick that we're gonna incorporate into my cards. So here's my brown. Oh, I might even use this. Okay. I'm like, oh, I might even use this as my card backing here. I'm going to show you to just go up like a little, I think it's 1/16 of an inch. And this guy will cut tiny little pieces. I even want to go smaller than that. So I'm barely scooting it off my page, and I'm making cute little curlies. So I cut a whole bunch. So fun, and I'm going to add those to my pumpkin cards. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to actually use this card base. So just go fast and little, and you have these adorable little spiral pieces that are made out of paper. Okay, how fun is that? Oh, good, Maureen. You are making your Thanksgiving cards. Love that. All right, I want to layer this. I didn't want to cut anymore because I wanted to use this as my card base. Crazy, I know. Okay. Now we are going to layer that guy just like that. Yeah, it definitely needed that extra little background. And now the fun with these little cuties. And I am going to, you don't really have to cut them. You can just break them, or you can cut them, whatever you want. This will be fun too in like flower arrangements, you know, or whiskers on a little Halloween cat. That would be so cute. So cute. Okay, we all like cool tricks, right? You guys come for the good stuff. You're like, what? Blow my mind today, Demo Donna. What are you going to show me? Show me something new. Show me something I don't already know. Okay. So I've got a little bit of easy tear tape. I'm just going to grab like 3 of them. And you can also trim them once you put them on your page. 1, 2, and 3. All right, I think I'm gonna go right here with those. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, grab this guy again, your little pokey tool. Make sure it's sticking in there. After you glue your tool to your, stick to the paper, not to my tool. Thank you. Okay. And then maybe I'll do a little bit more over here. Maybe I'll just glue these ones. Okay. Add in a chunk of glue in there. Ditching the tape. Ooh, so fun. I should have done some light brown ones too. I should have done all the colors. Woo! All right, look at that. A fun little texture. Just another exciting. Yes, thank you for that. You're welcome, Sharon. I try to provide you guys with the good stuff, you know. Okay, we will set that guy here. Make sure you could see him. And now we're gonna do card number 2. Okay, there's a couple main characters in this card. I'm using the thin flag banner dies, still using the pumpkins and the leaves, and so one of these is smaller than the other. So I'm going to start with this guy and then layer him on this guy. And again, I'm using those 2 different paper pads. And that is the fall and the outdoors, because I loved this beautiful plaid was in the fall. And a lot of my banner detail is probably going to be covered up, but I wanted it. I wanted to start with the banners. So here we are. Okay. All right. And, oh yeah, let's go one more of these. I go a little higher. I was going to do just thin, like 1/2-inch strips and layer them, but I do really love the banner dies, so the banner dies it was. And then I'm just gonna do one more there. And you know what, I might just add that after I cut them. Okay, so here's my background, not overly complicated. And I'm gonna flip that over. You can either cut it with your scissors, or I can just grab my paper cutter since I actually remembered to bring it into my filming studio. All right, line that up and cut that off. And now I've got perfectly trimmed. I mean, in some places that's 3 layers of paper and it cut right through that, which is nice. Okay, and now I'm gonna layer it on to this card. And you know, I think I'm gonna pop it up because I can, because why not? I've got the foam, I've got my baby little one, so might as well. All right, let's go 1 and 2. All right, there we go. All right, anyone have any fun Halloween traditions? Do you still dress up? Do you dress up when you hand out candy? Do you always go to a friend's house? Do you watch baseball? I wonder if the baseball game's gonna be on. Those are some of my favorite memories when my son was younger and the baseball games would be on and the dads would literally just come into our house and watch a little bit of the game as they're trick-or-treating with their kids. It was so funny. I'm like, yeah, of course we had the best house. We had the game on. Okay, so I am now layering that because I still wanted that brown frame around it, but I wanted to cut them off at the top. So I basically, an easy trick to do that is just to take a smaller card base, same color, and it's kind of like a little magic trick. Abracadabra. Okay, so with this one, we again are going to use one of my main pumpkins here. Oh, I forgot to add my remaining flag. I probably should have just waited till I was done to see where I want to put it. Maybe I'll put it over here. There we go. A cute little guy. Okay. Layer those guys. And that's gonna be my first one. And I am gonna pop it up. I thought about it. Second guessed myself for a second, but yeah, I'm gonna pop it up. And I'm gonna find my scissors, which are literally right in front of me. Okay. You never get trick-or-treaters, Karen? You know, sometimes that kind of is nice because I gotta tell you, especially how expensive candy is now, in the neighborhood that we're at, I have definitely spent in the hundreds on Halloween candy. So, you know, you can't disappoint the children. All right, I'm going to show you guys a fun little trick involving lots of pumpkins. Again, like I say about most of my tricks, it's not really a new trick, but maybe it's something that you haven't done in a while. So here is my pumpkin base. And then what I'm going to do is cut out 3 more pumpkins. And I am just going to fold them in half. And for folding these, I did not use my Pink and Main 100 weight paper. This is thinner, 65-pound weight paper, because it's easy to fold. So I had to, unfortunately, go into my stash. I do love all the colors in my Pink and Main paper, but sometimes you need that thinner weight paper. So I'm going to take my first folded layer and just center that. So that's layer number 1. Then I'm going to take my second one and just add a little glue down the center. And then drop that in as well. And I like to go with 3 because it makes them nice and poofy. And by the way, you can still mail this super flat. So that's the fun part about this little technique. And you can do this with anything. I've done it with a cat die before, where I think I did the head of the cat like this. You can do this with balloons, balls, you know, your circle dies. But it's fun, it adds a little extra texture to your cards. All right. I'm gonna add my pumpkin. That glue is still drying, so I am going to try to carefully add. Sorry, I'm thinking about where to put this. So I want to go on this side, and I cut a little bit too much. I just need to add my third hand in here. Flick your adhesive across the room, everybody. There we go. Cut this guy down too. That's really fun too, this technique as well, when you have paper that is like your decorative paper that's double-sided, because then you can get that 2 different fun patterns on each side. So that's something else to do. Go look at your stash and find some cute, thinner, double-sided papers. So there is my pumpkin, and now that he's down, I can kind of work out his little layers. There we go. And guess what? We have a matching blue one. And since you watched me make it the first time, I assumed you did not need to watch me make the second one. Okay, I'm gonna fold this guy over and layer him on there. Just like so. So I've got there are my adorable pumpkins, everybody. So fun and such an easy, great little trick. Again, when you have something that's symmetrical, you can do this technique too. And obviously, I did not do it to the one on back for layering purposes. So the one on back needed to be flat so I could layer the 2 on the front. All right, and now for the fun part, adding in our extras. I'm like, did I forget to bring in my thank you banner? No. So I am using the thank you banner, and this is from the Banner Sentiments number 2. It's always great to have some themed thank you cards on hand. I still owe my neighbor next door a thank you card, which is really sad to say out loud since I live in a house filled with cards. I have no excuses. But I need to bring her a thank you card, and you know what? It might be one of these. Look at that. Okay. I'm gonna do my little banner here. Okay, who out there, show of hands, loves your banners? Oh, and the new Christmas ones, I really do love them. They are a lot of fun to play with and super easy, and I feel like there is a sentiment for everything. Okay, let me dab into my leaves. I got some blue ones. And I'm pulling the blue in from my plaid. So that is why I wanted to add some blue. So I'm pulling this blue out of my plaid background here, which makes it work, kind of fits together. And I know that blue is part of a fall color palette. Anyways, I was just letting you know, like having that plaid background really helps with the hint of blue in it. Okay, so we're gonna do that. I might even toss in, oh, we're gonna go flower on this top one too, just like we did on the other one, but this one we're gonna layer it. So I am gonna do, oh, and I didn't even add any of my embellishments to my first one. So we're gonna have to embellish both at the same time. Dual embellishing, always fun. I think these little pumpkins with a little flower accent just look so cute. Okay. And then, you know, we can do, you know, some flowers in the background, which I don't mind. I think that's kind of fun. I'm checking my camera to see if I like it. And like I told you, the banners were going to kind of get lost and covered, but you still get the vibe. You can still get the vibe of what's going on. Okay, so I want that flower, and then I'm going to throw a leaf. No, my leaf is way too big. I am cutting it in half with my finger tools, which work great. And then just toss that little leaf in there. Cute. Oh. Do I even want to add an orange? I think I do want to add an orange one there too. Oh, isn't that so fun when it all just comes together on accident? Okay. Stay, and then look, I've got this left. Is it too big? Yeah, it is. I'm all no. Yeah, so is too big. Okay. I like that. It's cute. What do you guys think? Yay? Nay? Hip hip hooray? All right. I think we're going green leaf up here, and I'm going to do a little one again, so I just ripped it in half. Now you have to go look after this. Love it. The pumpkins, right? Are they not so much fun? I just like that you have so many different options with these pumpkins because they have all that detail on the inside. And you know, I was supposed to look for, I got a little carried away creating today. Not in a bad way, but I definitely took a few extra hours, AKA forgot to feed my dog dinner, which is at 5 o'clock my time. And I fed him like 10 minutes before the live. I felt like a bad dog mom. But you know, I did almost show up late to the live to feed my dog, so I guess I get a little extra credit there. Okay, we are throwing some of these guys in. Some of our cute little curly cues. Fun. I think we're gonna throw some in over here too. Ooh, maybe I'll have them shooting out over here. There we go. It's always good when you actually put it in the glue. There we go. All right, it's time to add some bling. Shoot, do we need glitter on this one too? I mean, I feel like the answer is 100%. It's really hard to say no. Okay, again, I've got my glue pen. I'm gonna grab a little scrap paper. I always kind of like to do a little scribble first. And yeah, I am gonna go up my stems. This time I have 3, so saying stems makes more sense. And then maybe we'll do 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's gonna be confusing. All right, next to my exclamation. So we'll just do a little edge work there. That works. And then I'm trying to figure out if I want to put a gem in here, which I will. Okay, glitter, pumpkin spice, come to mama. And this time I'm gonna grab just a dash of glitter instead of throwing it all over my card. Grab my coffee filter. There we go. So I will do this corner, tap it off. I didn't want it that close to my exclamation. There we go. This corner, we might as well just do these guys. Might as well. Okay. Give it a little flick. Blow it all over your craft room. And there, you've just got some cute little glitter accents, everybody. All right, let's add some bling. And then dogs always come first, right, Maureen? And the thing is, he just started new medication that he has to take with his dinner. So other than that, I probably would have waited. But, you know, he's on new meds, seeing as how he's 13, he's a senior citizen. So, you know, you got to get him taken care of, keep that puppy healthy. My husband and son are thinking we have a magical dog that's going to live forever. So I've got to do everything in my power to make their dreams come true as long as possible. Okay. I am going to use this guy. I grabbed blue as well. Did I put my blue back? I didn't put my blue back, which makes me believe it's sitting somewhere on my desk. All right. So, no blue. No blue for you. Ooh, this might be fun. Ooh, I do kind of like these little pearls in here. I'm doing it, but where do I want them? Okay, maybe not. Ooh, okay. Sometimes it takes a minute. All right, I'm doing one little pearl on my leaf here, and I am gonna do one little pearl on my flower and one little pearl on this flower. Okay, that makes me happy. And then this is going inside of my flower here. Even though it's a little small, you know what I'm gonna do? We are gonna add this guy. I'm gonna add them to my fingernails. We're gonna add this guy to my flower center so it covers up those dots. This is why I cut out a lifetime supply of things. So in the moment, you grab what you have available. There. And let me curl up my little ends. Yay. And then just a couple little bits of bling. I was looking at some of my older cards and I'm like, geez, I have bling everywhere on some of them. You know, sometimes you're just trying to figure out some bling placement. All right, this is card number 2, which is finally done. We have the embossing folders, the decorative paper, the banners, the flowers, the leaves, the pumpkins, a really fun 3D pumpkin effect. And when you mail these, you just squish your pumpkins down and then you can just pop them back up. Leave special instructions in your card to pop your pumpkins back up, or that's a great gift for a neighbor. Okay, this guy needs a little bit of bling. And I think I'm gonna do 1. And then, you know what? Now that that's dried, I am gonna take my brush here, and you could see the glitter still on my page. And I am gonna wipe that off, well, gently. And this guy is sticking to my glue. So you could just take your finger tool. The glue, that is sticking. All right, much cleaner. Just take my word for it. Okay, I've got a thank you. And then I think I'm gonna do, I think that might be too big. Oh no, that's fine. I'm gonna go in the middle of that one. And then maybe put a little bling there. And that is it. That'll do it. All right, you guys, we made 2 really fun. I wanted like some elegant and fun and sparkly thank you cards for the fall season. I don't know about you guys, but it is gorgeous outside where I live now. It is so beautiful. So wanted some beautiful cards to match. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a lovely evening. And I know Caitlin said she's going to be doing some Halloween cards tomorrow night. So check that out. That will be a ton of fun. And then chances are you're going to start getting a lot of wintry funness. Who knows? I'm trying to break out of the blue winter card theme that my brain is in right now, and it's really hard to do. So I might as well embrace it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure if you have any questions to leave a comment. And if you go shopping at Pink and Main, you can use code DEMODonna for a free gift with purchase. Bye-bye, everybody.